Let's talk about 104 million.
Liberia is a small country in West Africa, as you know, and like a lot of small countries, they print their money abroad and then they ship it into the country. It's just cheaper to do it that way. So at some point last year, the Central Bank of Liberia ordered up 16 billion Liberian dollars to be printed and shipped to Liberia. 16 billion Liberian dollars is about 104 million US dollars. So they put that money in canvas bags. They put it in 20-foot tall sealed containers. It entered Liberia. It cleared customs sometime late last year, earlier this year, and then it vanished. $104 million. Poof.
Wow.
Now, when we're talking about U.S.-China trade, 104 million may not sound like a lot of money.
Oh, but in Liberia, it's
that's
huge.
5% of GDP. Yeah. This is one bank heist big enough to affect the inflation rate in that country.
Holy smokes, 29.
29. Japan is a country that has been traditionally resistant to welcoming immigrants for reasons political
and needs help. In Liberia, the journalist who broke the news about the millions of dollars gone missing says his life has been threatened. Philip Burt Brown, while speaking to local media, says he has had to get police protection after he and his staff had received several calls from strange people who threatened to kill him. Meanwhile, citizens have been reacting to the news as the government has ordered an investigation into the disappearance of the banknotes.
The level of rampage corruption is affecting our country. It's not only the country, but affecting the poor masses. If I walk along the streets and look at the cripples, look at the blind, I know that now you are riding an air-conditioned car which you have been riding, but many people cannot afford. Majority of the families in Liberia today, they go to bed on an empty stomach.
It have triggered the effect on me, it have effect on you, it have effect on everyone of us, because if money is circulating in the economy, that those that are supposed to account for it cannot account for it, is troubling. I'm calling on the ambassador, Dr. George Manuel, we are to be able to promptly investigate the master as to see who is responsible. If any of the government officials are responsible, they should be brought to justice.
Authorities in Somalia have arrested 4
The people who are so, the people lie to us, the government betray us. No one to trust. My people don't want to hope on. My hope that I have been broken. Telling you, brother. So where are the schools? Where are the roads? Where are the jobs that they say they were for? But they too selfish. The people tired with their rhetoric. People tired. You see the reason why we ask why the government betray. They have enough of time, but yet they stay, they delay. People suffer. No work for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision and your mission, your intention, your destination, they poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They lie. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock the corrupt. Retire with the promises that left us for our damages. Retire with the speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the citizens to be? You see, we just tell you that why we voted you. But you fool us, you screw us, you use us and later on abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They betray us so much. I said they lie.
The government betrayed us. The people lied to us. The government betrayed us. Oh my goodness. Anyway, good afternoon. The show will begin very shortly here. So I came on a little early, like I should, to warm up the would-be audience, give people time to adjust to come on the show before we begin here in a couple of minutes, actually, in 6 minutes to be exact. Our guest, our brother and friend, in person of Bilclintos Kamara of District 12 will be joining us. But make no mistake, he won't be coming as my invitee, though he'll be coming into my studios. But he's invited here by his friends, some of his friends over here. So we'll speak more to that when the young man join us in studio, along with some of those who have invited him. Now, while we are with him, I just thought it wise to speak briefly on something that I've always spoken on, which has to do with the number of challenges, serious challenges our kids are faced with when they go to school here in the West, the school, high school in particular. Now, if you listen to me anytime recently, you will notice that I've made it my business, my duty to speak on those issues briefly, and not in depth, just on the surface of it. The more you pay attention to high schools here, the more you realize how our kids are seriously challenged, when they go to school. There are lots and lots of challenges they are faced with. I can tell you that. And that's why when one of them is graduating or has completed his or her studies and returned to us at home in full, without being carried away by drug dealers, by gang, by sex addicts. We appreciate that. We ought to commend that child, those children, any one of them who God enable help to return to us to graduate and come back to us as parents in full. So in view of that, I want to send a pre-graduation treat to our brother and friend's daughter, the person of Brother Abu Fofana, aka Milwaukee Pape, whose daughter will be graduating May 5th sometime, May 24th. I think that's what I saw today on social media, from high school in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Luckily for the parents, for us as a community, Brother Abu Fofana's daughter will not be just a simple graduate. That's what I want to say. She's an athlete at the school, so not only is she returning to us in full, but she's coming back with a great talent. So that's remarkable. We are very proud of her, and we want to congratulate her. We want to congratulate the parents. Most importantly, I want to thank the Almighty God for giving her the patience, the talent, the understanding, the wisdom, the knowledge, to go through the walls of the high school. It's a tough thing, folks. It is a serious thing, for kids to go to school here and graduate. I've said recently that high school studies in America are by very far harder than college studies. Quote me on that, and I can defend that. Seriously challenging. I mean, when you go to college, I've been to colleges here. As far as I think drug dealers who go after kids in high school know better not to come after grown-up and adults in college. They know that. And more besides, in college, oftentimes you see one person one semester in one class, you don't see them again to the next class or the next semester in some cases. So it's completely a different setting, different environment compared to high schools. If you haven't visited your son's schools yet, please make it your habit to visit your son or daughter's school. Go there during break time, reset time when they are out. Go there and see how crowded the high schools are, overcrowded, despite the advertised small class sizes that's talked about so much by politicians. When you go there, you'll see what I'm talking about. It's very, very overcrowded, and students come from all walks of life. All right, some go there. You wonder whether they are really there to learn, or they have gone there to corrupt the minds of other kids who have gone to learn. But it's a serious thing. It's a serious thing. I'm telling you, folks. Don't take this for granted. Every time your child leaves home for school, we need you all to keep that child in prayer, especially the high schoolers. Pray for them so God carry them safely and return them safely. And when God has helped them to complete their studies, and they're coming back to you in flying colors, the high school diploma, graduation announcement, my friends, that's cause for celebration. Son or daughter, all right? So far, I don't know how many of you know, so far, there has been so many shootings, school shootings already, just this year, 2023. There have been too many shootings in general across the U.S. That we know. The latest one, if my memory serves me right, being the crazy dude in Texas who was shooting guns out of his front yard, and then neighbors went over to knock on me to confront the man to say, would you please stop shooting our kids out to sleep? They want to sleep, and the gun sounds making it harder for them to sleep. Would you stop shooting? So he got angry, as the story has it as of now, and crossed over to the same neighbor's house and went and shot 5 people, right? So there's been shooting all over U.S. in general, but I'm more specifically concerned at this time with shootings in schools, high schools. schools in general, high schools in particular. But more besides shooting, there are other things that our kids are faced with in high schools. They are seriously challenged by gang. Almost every high school. I'm surprised to know that there are as many gang groups in different high schools as there are in prisons. I know maybe even more so, right? So if your kids go to school and graduate and not be entrapped by some of those gang groupings, like that's alhamdulillah, that's God's blessings. You have to be proud and happy for that. All right, so anyway, it is exactly 3:31. I'm going to start working on one of my guests and those who are supposed to join me in studio so we can begin this show here. And then so we can do what we've come to do. Where are they? Anyway, let's go back to, I'm going to entertain you a little bit while I try to work on getting my guests in studio. These overseas connections, sometimes they're not the greatest. When you have to host someone from abroad, from all the way to Liberia. Bear with me. To bring my guest in studio, so please bear with me. If you're here now, we'll be here later. That's what this part will be about. Just trying to work on doing coordination here, ensuring that everyone who's supposed to be here is here. So I'll keep working on that just briefly. Give me a little time here.
We're forgetting that we need each other. We're forgetting that we need to look out for each other. We're forgetting that except the least of us is taken care of, that the best of us cannot survive. We're forgetting that it's one world and it's a very small world. I've traveled across all the continents and I can tell you, we need each other. It's such a small world that if we don't learn to love and respect ourselves and forget those things that we think are important but are actually unimportant, and if we do not have the courage to speak up when we should, then we set every one of us up for trouble. Take a child from every local environment in this world, no matter their tribe, the color of their skin, their language, or where they come from. Put them all in one room, and you would find them as a team, playing together, supporting each other, except you teach them otherwise. They will work together to solve every problem that you give to them. That's what we need to be. We need to go back to being children of the world again. We need to be a people who believe in love, in faith, in kindness, in
Hello, bro, Frank Stano? Yeah, who's you were on? Come back on this. I didn't see you earlier. Please come back on, yeah. Hello, Light, can you hear me?
IMF. Well,
Light, can you hear me? Hello? Okay. Light, can you hear me? Okay. Can you hear me now? Hello? Light, can you hear me? Hello? All right, bear with us. It's gonna work. It is what it is. Okay, I'm waiting for these folks again. So,
you could have your phone call, take all the phone, money. But even I see the money again, like Brentford, I put it because Ali and I see that carrying in Europe. Some point in the country, all government are in eligible interest, and that's the money. But we tell no money, the school will go to our people.
You hear me?
okay, I can hear you now. Yeah, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. But Bill said that the link, you have to send him the link.
So the link, the separate link I sent you that why you keep so?
Yeah.
Okay, let me send it to him again. So you stay there, stay where you are, yeah?
Okay.
You could have your phone call, take all the phone, money. But even I see the money again, like Brentford, I put it because Ali and I see that carrying in Europe. Some point in the country, all government are in eligible interest, and that's the money. But we tell no money, the school will go to our people there, go be about the soon invest. I can't be how in one country to invest. So I'm going to tell the money I carry to Ghana, correct? No. But one can get it on me. I will take it from you, Gary. No. Yeah, I'll leave it here. Yes.
Okay, I sent Bill the link. It should be coming shortly, right?
Okay.
So you're looking great, Mr. President.
I'm trying to be like you, man.
Oh, no, come on. The other way around. So, yeah.
When you come into LDF, you got to look good, man. You know?
Absolutely, I agree.
Yeah.
So, yeah, let's wait for Bill here.
Let's talk about 104 million.
Liberia is a small country in West Africa, as you know, and like a lot of small countries, they print their money abroad and then they ship it into the country. It's just cheaper to do it that way. So at some point last year, the Central Bank of Liberia ordered up 16 billion Liberian dollars to be printed and shipped to Liberia. 16 billion Liberian dollars is about 104 million US dollars. So they put that money in canvas bags. They put it in 20-foot tall sealed containers. It entered Liberia. It cleared customs sometime late last year, earlier this year, and then it vanished. $104 million poof.
Wow.
Now, when we're talking about U.S.-China trade, 104 million may not sound like a lot of money.
Oh, but in Liberia, it's
that's
huge.
5% of GDP. Yeah. This is one bank heist big enough to infect.
This country is not about education. It's about what the Liberian people need. Our needs and wants. The leader that can provide all the best praise, look at your homes, look at your villages. You are living in huts. If book and English can develop country, Liberia is supposed to be the best country in the world.
Yeah. Country is set up for education. Let's put that from a president. Oh, what is this one here?
If you want to, in a sense, eliminate corruption in a society, and we all want to eliminate corruption in a society, the most effective way to do it is to make sure you don't punish people at the bottom, you punish people at the top. I'll tell you one story. In the 1960s, when Singapore was a very poor country then, our per capita income was 500. A government minister was invited by a businessman to go on holiday. Just on holiday. No bride. He and his family went on holiday with the businessman. He came back. He was arrested, charged, went to jail. After that, no more corruption. Because it's a very powerful signal that is sent when you go after someone at the top. So Singapore's experience, and it's actually quite remarkable how you have almost zero corruption in Singapore, is because we decided that the example must come from the top.
Okay. I'm testing Bill. Bill said he's working on trying to come. I'm sending another link.
Okay.
So I just tested him, so he said he'll come shortly. Try.
You could have your phone take all the phone stealing money. But even I see the money again, like Brent for a good thing. Because Ali, I see that carrying it in Europe.
Yeah, even if you're stealing the money, giving the Liberian a good thing you were doing. Even if you're stealing the money, giving the Liberian people a good thing he was doing. Can you imagine that? So, from a former presidential affairs minister, the man who ran the government practically. Bill says it's taking him time. It's asking me to enter my. Shouldn't be asking you to enter anything. Let's see here. Let me do this.
My people, where you at? Where you at? Wake up from your slumber. Stop slipping. Whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands, whip your hands. Come on, come on, come on. I know y'all sleeping now. Y'all gotta whip us more, yeah? Okay, let's go. The people who are so, the people lie to us, the government betray us. I said we tired with their lies, we tired with their promises that led us to a lot of damages. We tired with their speech they preach indeed, and now you need to deceive us. The thing we saw, it frustrates us. So why can't you lie? Why can't you speak? Why can't you align? There's tendencies of being. We just tell you, just that why we will tell you. But you screw us, you use us and little abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. No one to trust. My people don't want to hope on, but my hope that I have.
Folks, please bear with us. I'm working with Bill. I'm testing him back and forth. Now, Mohammed Duque told us this. It's a little harder to log on this system from Liberia, so we're trying to make it work here. So please bear with us.
No one for people crying for hunger. Look at. Your vision, your mission, your intention to denounce the poor. You got nothing to show. Nothing. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. They lie. People fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us. The people fool us, the people lie to us, the government betray us. They can lie, they can steal, they go knock them around the head. Tired with the promises that left us to allow the damages. We're tired with the speech they preach in deed and not believe they deceive us. Making we saw they frustrate us. So why can't you steal? Why can't you allow the tendencies to breathe? To see, just tell you. That's why we will tell you. But you fool us. You screw us, you use us and they love and abuse us. So why? The government should lie. Why? But that's the question that we ask. The people fool us. The people lie to us. The government betray us.
And as my political career advanced, I've always been there with strong support for me.
Okay. Just to clear, because I think it's on live, so I want to make it sure the golf can be and then I want to make sure the people of Atlanta to know that there are $2,215 was used as one of the costs.
Okay, Minnesota. Okay, and all chapters. All right, and then we have forgotten something. Our family communities, around. Lately, you are seeing the upsurge of family, family communities, coming up. All of these people, Grand Conian, the Don Fosi organization, I forgot. Don Fosi, everybody contributed to this thing. So we want to thank each and every one of you. Ishmael Donzo, Don Fosi, can you please come up? Honorable Ishmael Donzo, I want you to come on. He also asked his people to contribute, so we receive, yes, everybody. Arizona, Pueblo Boni, they are here, honorable, they are here. So everybody contributed. They contributed separately, though. So we want to tell everybody thank you. Honorable, here is it. You are practicing for the honorable minister. He asked you. Thank you for coming. And you may take the magnet.
Thank you, Mr. President. You're making it very complex for yourself. When we say Madigo community or Muslim community, in fact, that says all. We are doing this purposely because of our community. Yeah. When you are tribalistic or you believe in tribalism, that brings about division. Yes. When you say Fula, Madingo, you're just making us weak, and you're making our enemy to prevail.
So I just send the link through his email live. Sometimes I will do it.
Yeah.
So that's what I was busy doing, in case you're wondering. So This is the trouble we have with diaspora, connections sometimes. But hopefully, he sent me 2 different email addresses, and I've sent it to both. So hopefully, should we get used to his email now, and join us, inshallah.
October 2019, 26/2019. The amendment in the Constitution, they say that the elders have agreed and wrestled that Honorable Mamadi Sise make a full financial report. Make a full financial report to the elders, get copies to the board, let the board look at it, they certify, they send it to them. That's why they just want peace. They trust you. Whatever you say here today in order to resolve issues. Make a full financial report. Number 2, FEMUSA Constitution to be amended to replace the delegate. The delegate issue should be replaced with all voters. That's delegate should be replaced. Number 3, per our agreement in Atlanta, Georgia, based on the elder recommendation, which were presented to the community there, and it was agreed. They agreed that the venue should go to Atlanta, Georgia. However, condition reaching to the elders that Georgia has little problem with membership. They asked Honorable Alaji Toure, send the roster of your people. And they also asked the board of director, FEMUSA board of director, they will come out with a committee. They will come out with a committee that will go to Atlanta, Georgia to do the follow-up within 2 months. Let Mr. Toure send a roster of his leaders, of the people there, that indeed they're in good standing with his chapter.
IMF, World Bank, all other institutions, they make African countries jump through hoops. Loans will never be able to pay. The US, when they borrow money, they're getting it in 1.5, 1.9 interest rate. Africans, when they get the same amount of money, they're paying 9, 10%. The people who don't need a break, they get a break. The ones who need a break, they don't get a break. The sheer survival of the World Bank, IMF, is based on the fact that African countries and many other developing countries do not succeed. Their success is based on our failure. That has to change. And guess who can make that change? We, the children of Africa, we, the Africans, are the ones who have to say, we know your game now. Enough is enough. We're not playing it anymore. And this is where the diaspora come in. There are more Ghanaian doctors in New York City than in the entire country of Ghana. There are more Nigerian doctors in LA than in the entire country of Nigeria. So let's be serious here. What Africa needs is capacity, capacity, capacity. And that capacity is in the diaspora. So it behooves us to bring the diaspora together. Let them understand what is really going on in our Africa. Diaspora are not going home. Diaspora are angry about Africa because they are not understanding the root cause of why Africa is where it is today. They think getting rid of a president will take care of the problem. Far from it. That president is just going to be replaced by another one who is going to equally suffer from the same difficult environment to work in. So let's look at an Africa that must be free to take care of herself, an Africa that's free from exploitation from outsiders. The multinationals who are stealing from Africa every day in broad daylight. I use an example of the DRC. If you ever fly very low over the DRC, you'll see tarmacs in the jungle. You'll see 747s flying into DRC, picking up minerals and flying right out. The same multinationals are responsible for arming young people and giving them MK-16s. Because why? Their satellites in the skies are telling them where that village is. There are lots of diamonds. So what do? Arm young people, drag them up, and send them to go chop off a few heads. The rest of the village runs away, so they come behind and do their illegal mining. We black people must understand what is really going on. Because what we are shown instead is, oh, look at those Africans killing each other. There are some serious games that have been played in Africa for far too long. And once we understand that, we can strategize as to how we can begin to bring the difference and bring the change that Africa needs. And that change can only come if the African diaspora are united. And the Wakanda villages, as I call them, It is our organized way of saying, starting with one African Diaspora Center of Excellence, it will be a new city, a developmental hub that we can then take from there. Every sector is developed. Take healthcare. How many doctors do we need in this region to take care of this many people? We pick up education, same thing. We pick up engineering. We pick up electricity. How many megawatts of power do we have in the region? How many do we need? Be it solar, be it wind, be it hydro, be it geothermal, be it nuclear.
If I can hear, if Bill can join us in studio in another 5 minutes or so, I'm going to suggest he call through WhatsApp because time is of essence. I would very much love to have him in studio, but if he's not able to join through the link based on the internet settings in Liberia, then I'm going to have him join through WhatsApp so we can just a different version of it quickly and get out of here. I know it's 9:30, 9 something. It's not too late in Liberia, but apparently he's having trouble coming in. I've sent him the new link through his email addresses, and he's still not here yet. So we'll give him a little bit of time, but I'm not getting a new text from him, so I don't know why. So hopefully he's still trying to come. And if no sign of him in 5 minutes, I think we'll have him come through WhatsApp so he can just call and speak to, while Lai and myself, I do our thing in studio here, inshallah.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the plan. So that's the plan. Everyone knows who Bill is.
We're forgetting that we need each other. We're forgetting that we need to look out for each other. We're forgetting that except the least of us is taken care of, that the best of us cannot survive. We're forgetting that it's one world and it's a very small world. I've traveled across all the continents, and I can tell you, we need each other. It's such a small world that if we don't learn to love and respect ourselves and forget those things that we think are important but are actually unimportant, and if we do not have the courage to speak up when we should, then we set every one of us up for trouble. Take a child from every local environment in this world, no matter their tribe, the color of their skin, their language, or where they come from. Put them all in one room, and you would find them as a team, playing together, supporting each other, except you teach them otherwise. They will work together to solve every problem that you give to them. That's what we need to be. We need to go back to being children of the world again. We need to be a people who believe in love, in faith, in kindness, in caring for our neighbors in a way that together we can find the solution of the world. We need to understand that not a single one of us is an island to itself. That
All right, we have our Hey.
the honorable man here.
Man, what's going on? You got that rocket science? Like what? What do you have to take DNA to come in? Can you hear me, Bill? Bill. Bill, we hearing you. Can you hear us? On the internet, you see let you see the internet.
Yeah, seeing it. The internet is kind of like.
Yeah, Liberia for you. It's Mama Liberia. Oh, now you just. Oh Lord.
If not, you can go through the WhatsApp,
Yeah, so I would suggest, if you can.
But Bill, I think the way Bill read it need to be seen. Like, he's ready, man.
I know. Bill. Bill. Can you hear me?
Still
Listen, Bill, can you hear me? Hello? Light, can you hear me?
Yeah, clear.
Yeah, Bill, can you hear me? Bill.
We can hear him, but.
Yeah. I think we're gonna have to, at some point, we're gonna have to dish this software and move to Zoom.
Internet. Oh.
I think Zoom is better than this when it comes to overseas connection. Look, Bill, if you can hear me, if this is not gonna work, you can just call through WhatsApp. We already have your picture right behind me. And everyone knows who Bill is, but he just lost. So I'll just tell him.
Yeah, let him call through WhatsApp,
Oh, Liberia. Call me. Through WhatsApp. +612 +1 612 Still trying to do this thing.
Yeah, it's coming on again.
Yeah. Bill, are you there? Bill, can you hear me now? Hello? Hi, Bill. Bill, are you there?
I can see me. It kind of like he mute. I don't know.
Oh, it's muted?
I think so.
No, it's not muted. He's open.
Okay.
No, it's not muted. He should. Oh, no, you're right. Like, let's see.
Okay, nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Bill, can you hear me? Bill.
Bad network. The network's bad.
Okay.
Bill. Bilclintos, can you hear me? Killing my spirit for the show, brother. Oh, not you. I know it's the internet. Bill, can you hear me? Hello? Bill, can you hear me? Let me remove him and bring him back and see. Bill, can you hear me?
What's up? What's up?
We can hear you, Bill. Can you hear us?
What's up?
All right, yeah, just call me through WhatsApp. Let me just connect this phone. Then,
They really want to come on, for the internet.
Yeah, we really want him to come on too, but see the internet buffering. Start working.
Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay, so at this point in time, I believe Bill is going to come in through WhatsApp now. I think that's the decision he has reached. So I look forward to his call anytime now, and then we'll just begin. We've been here. We are 30 minutes, over 30 minutes behind time already. So we'll keep it brief. This is a very special edition of this show. It's not the regular programming, so we'll keep it brief so as not to bore people. And more besides, when the show is done, I probably have to do some editing of the video to make sure we cut off some of this long waiting, try and error time here, inshallah. Looking for Bill Corner. Okay. Oh, Bill, you calling on WhatsApp video? I don't know. I can't show that. Just do the audio. Can you hear me? Yeah. Okay. So let me see here. Bill, how you doing? Can you hear me, Bill?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Loud and clear. Like, can you hear Bill?
Yes, I can hear Bill. Yeah.
Okay. So unfortunately, this is what we have resorted to, and this is not Bill's fault. This is just because of the. These are the exact things people like Bill they're running for that country, because these are the things we need to fix in that country. The oldest independent country in Africa are still struggling with good internet service, right? Sure. They not have good internet service. So these are the exact reason why I believe people like Bill there are joining the race. So, Bill, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. All right, I have live in studio, and live if you share the show, that would be good.
Okay.
Bill, if there's anybody in the here who is watching us, if you can help them share it too, would appreciate that. Even though you're not on live, but once it's shared, hopefully it reach to more people. But anyway, we'll begin here, and then. Yeah, we'll keep sharing it. And hopefully, and by experience, I know more and more people will come later, even after the show, to watch the video. That's why our people are resorted to these days. You know, some of them, because of things that they have said, things that they have done, you know, they're not able to come on live show. They rather come when it's done, they sneak in, and then watch it for their own benefit. So we're gonna begin the show. Hold on, I'm just doing one little thing here. Well, not even connected to the internet, so we can go about here. Not much doesn't echo. Okay, like, can you hear me? No,
Yeah, sure.
Okay. So, Bill, we're going to begin the show here, but we are over 30 minutes behind time. So let's get this thing over with quickly, inshallah.
Yeah, for my end, it's better though.
Okay, it's better at your end, huh?
Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to say good afternoon from my end, good evening, good morning, and good night to you wherever you are and whenever you watch or listen to this very special edition show of LDF. It's obviously Sunday on the very last day of April 30th, 2023. My name is Kafumba. I'm Kafumba Krama, the studio, your humble host. And I should have been joined studio with brother Bilclintos Kamara, who is on the line from Liberia due to poor internet situation. He could not join us in studio. He's the District 12 representative, hopeful. And I also have with me brother Layi Toure, the Honorable President of Atlanta, Georgia Madigo Association, who will be speaking on behalf of the friends of Bill, the few friends of Bill who have asked him to come on the platform here. Now, I want to highlight the few friends because it's just the few friends, because Bilclintos, as we know him to be, is very popular, very, very popular. So by no means with the friends on behalf of whom President Layi will be speaking, can be considered as, Bill's relationship in its entirety. Bill is very popular, both here in the diaspora and as well as back home in Liberia. So this will be whatever President Layi has to say later. It will be on behalf of the few friends who are initiating, or who have initiated rather, whatever it is that President Layi will be speaking about. And you might wonder, Bill, you still hearing me?
Yeah, loud and clear.
Good, thank you. All right. So you might wonder why these few friends of Bilclintos Kamara are, inviting him this time. For what reasons? Because I mean, Bilclintos, we all live here. He's been home. He's been, he's here and there. At the moment, he's in Liberia, and he's been to Liberia many times. And at no time, these friends of his have invited him like they've done today. Well, the reason why he's invited today is because of the biggest trending issue in our country, Liberia, the impending elections. Elections are coming, make no mistakes, and our brother and friend, Honorable Bilclintos Kamara, is an aspirant. He's a candidate. In fact, I'm told he's the endorsed, the preferred candidate for the All Liberia Coalition Party, ACO, something he will speak to a little briefly sometimes here. And why does it matter? Because 2023 that we've been awaiting many years ago. Believe it or not, it's only 5 months, 1 week away from today, this exact day. It is 3 weeks and 2 days away from today, and that means it's 163 days to the election. 163 days to the election of Liberia. 3,897 hours and 28 minutes exactly. That's what's left to the election. 3,897 hours and 23 seconds. And if you do the math right, my math is right, rather, that will amount to 234,240 seconds, 14,030,666 seconds. That's what's left for us to go to the poll and elect the next leader. And when you talk about electing the next leader, for most people, the focus is on the presidency. I get it. I mean, that's really necessary. But also, you cannot forget, you cannot have a good governance. You can't have a good government unless you have good legislators, unless you have well-rounded people who have traveled, who are educated, who knows what's up, who knows the international politics as well as the local politics. And in our opinion, Bill fits those categories. Now, when I see live in the diaspora, but he's well schooled here. He understands politics both at the international level as well as the local level. And so, if Bill is elected the next representative of District 12, honestly, it will be a blessing for the people of District 12, in particular, the people of Mont County and Liberia in general. And so, therefore, his friends, some of his friends, let's emphasize that, some of his friends, who are continuing to say Bill is so popular, we cannot put cap on how many friends he has. He builds relationship everywhere he goes. And so, on behalf of the few friends who have invited Bill to appear on this platform today, I'd like to welcome President Laït Touré, so he can do a formal welcoming remark, and then we'll go to Bill, and then we'll come back to President Laït Touré to tell us the reason for which he and myself have invited Bill on this platform today. So, President Laït Touré, welcome to the LDF Special Edition.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kafumba, for making your platforms available to us to speak to Bill or to invite Bill in these 29 days or 30 days of April 2023. So, Bill, thank you so much for coming on the show to respond to our call. You know, as we go further, we know very well that you have left your family to go back to Liberia to go and make sure that the District 12 is well represented. And I have no doubt with all your things, you know, like Kafumba just said, that you left here and you are one of the architects contributing school materials to make sure kids in District 12 or Monserratos be comfortable in their classes to make sure that they have some benefit that you are thinking about. That being said, we heard that you are being the one that being selected or chosen to be ACO, our only party, Madingo party. I'm going to say that. That's a clear indication. So we're very happy. Some of us cannot just sit down supinely, you know, without good news reached out to us, you know, without doing anything. Sometimes, you know, it's better to give something to somebody at a time that can benefit the person. You know, the way you are right now, I know anybody give any help to you in Liberia, where you are right now, that would be more than when you come to the United States, because you can get it here for yourself. But in Liberia, there's nothing you can do. Somebody have to help you. You are there to give, so you are not there to receive. But in America, you are very, very able person, smart person. You make your living here for yourself. But we thought what was to say that, hey, if this is what this young man is passionate for, living here, collecting school material, collecting things to go to Liberia to make sure, like what we are talking about right now, that internet service, you would love to come on this show to show yourself, but we can't blame you due to the internet service, you are not able to. So I'm not saying the national and international. I think we need most of you guys from our tribe, religious, to go up there to at least help our people enjoy some of these things that we are talking about right now. In Liberia, we're not supposed to talk about internet service right now. One of the oldest countries in Africa. But here we are. But we're happy some of you are taking the initiative to go up there, to help our people. So this is like Kafuma said that you have a lot of friends, a lot of supporters, but we tell us why somebody have to start. I know some people have been sending you individual help, but I think when this news reached out to us, Chairman Dollar, to call me and say, hey, bro, I think Bill, we cannot just sit down. We need to do something for Bill. I said, I think, I was kind of a little hesitant because of Ramadan was already here. We know how we spend. People spend vigorously in Ramadan when it comes to Ramadan. So I said, let us wait and see if after Ramadan, okay, we table it for a little while. But he brought it back to my censor and said, look, I think it's better. Let us do whatever we can do right now for Bill in Liberia, instead of when he come back here. People are preparing to do a grand fundraising for you when you come back. But I think those are not right now something that you need right now. If you need something in Liberia right now to do what you're supposed to do. So I'll say, okay, I think this is, I don't care whether that's Ramadan or not Ramadan. Let us go ahead, reach out to friends, and supporters of Bilclintos. So I reached out to a couple of people. Look, tell me, man, when anybody that I talk to, nobody said, this is a Ramadan. I felt guilty, man, to say, wow, I wasted time, all this time. I thought that Ramadan. People responded massively. Few friends, responded massively to the call, to the calls of you. So I reached out to Chairman Dollar, say, hey, brother, I want you to lead this part of these things. I said, okay, no problem. This is a community thing. This is our thing. We are not just, there's a lot of brothers and sisters that are in this race. They said, don't mind the jacket, but person who is in the jacket. We are not looking at only our people, what party or CPP, LPP, NDR, or whatever United Party. We don't care what party it is. As long our brothers, Muslim brothers and Madingo brothers are over there, we will go out and support that person. So that's why we are saying that we don't look at the jacket, but person who is in the jacket. We're not looking at a political party, but we look at our own that representing those districts. So Chairman Dollar, Kafumba Kroma, who is in the studio, he went extra mile, pay what he's supposed to pay, and even go extra to expedite the money to you to Liberia. Likewise, Brother O.B. Bamba, and Abraham Toure, and Honorable former president of MMA, Baba Toure, they also come in from Minnesota back. When you go to Arizona, Brother Kamara said, and when I talked to him, he said, look, Brother Lai, you are not doing nothing better than this here. I will come in, and they come in greatly. So to my own city, which is Atlanta, I have myself And Honorable Man Muta Sherry, the cameraman, he said,
Bill, the people behind you causing a little noise. Go ahead.
Bill, you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah, go ahead. Like.
Okay. If you go to Minnesota Bell, who got a Chairman Dollar, Honorable Kafumba, he gave what he's supposed to get, even go extra, of sending the money to you. And Baba Toure provide us a stadium today to invite you on. Baba Toure, the same thing. My brother Abraham Toure, Obi Bamba, all of them come in greatly. And when you come to Arizona, like I said, Brother Lasana, when I talked to him, he was like, he started calling me, when you want me to which bank account and where this have to go. He did what he's supposed to do. When Atlanta area, myself, Musa Sherry, he never, he's not a politician, but he said, look, anything concerning our Madingo brothers in Liberia, I am for, regardless what party you're in. But for what Bill are doing, what I'm seeing Bill doing, I have to put my 1 cent in, and he's contributed greatly. Our doctor, PhD holder, Dr. Hawa Kone, I know she always been supporting you behind the scene, but she did what she's supposed to do too. Brother Mohammed Kone, all of them came in. So as of today, I think we already sent I think I talked to you about it before you come on the show.
I
Yeah.
send you a test. Can you please check your test quick?
Okay.
Check your test before you finish up that point, yeah.
Okay, all right. Let me see here. I'm not seeing it here. No, I don't know.
Yeah, what's up?
Oh, okay. What's up? Okay.
Messenger, I mean, what's up? Messenger.
Okay, Messenger. Okay.
So, folks, I want to thank you for being here. Please help us share the show. We had a little difficulty starting the show. Difficulty due to the bad internet situation in Liberia. We could not have Bill join us in studio, but thankfully he's with us through WhatsApp. He's on the line. So the President Lai Toure, President Alhaji Sam Lai Toure of Atlanta, Georgia, who is the head of the few friends of Bill who have invited him here, is wrapping up his remark before Bill comes in. So, Lai, go ahead, sir.
Okay. So we did what we're supposed to do, and we understand that the amount collected to send to you, you know how happy you was yesterday when I tell you that you almost cried, and you left the phone, and you called me back again. You said, "Are you serious? This amount sent to me is for me?" I said, "Bill, there's no hesitation. Just go and get the money." So you went and you received the money and you talked to me after that 3 different times. I will know that can help you until you return back. And some people, before I came on this show right now, after sending that money to you yesterday and you received it, some friends called me back again and said, we hear that this is what I want to. I received extra $500 that in my possession right now as I'm speaking. That will be sent to you in addition what was sent to you yesterday.
MashaAllah. Takbir. I gotta say Takbir, Allahu Akbar to that. Yeah.
So continue to do what you're doing. People are watching you. You are there to help our people. May God make you a winner of this coming election. So that's what I have to say right now as we finish. By Monday, tomorrow, you will be receiving this extra amount.
Whatever additional amount is collected.
Yes, collected. Because after the show, some people will be aware they might do something. But as I'm speaking to you, the one that we sent to you yesterday, I got additional 500 as of now, right now in my possession.
Okay.
So just do what you're supposed to do. And these are the few friends right now, that came out to do anything for you. And I even reached out to some of the top show hosts 2 days ago. They said that when you come in, they're going to have a program for you. I don't want to call name. and we just leave it as it is. And these are your free friends and your supporter. This is the initial one. Because as time goes, we will continue to do whatever we can do for you until a result come out. So that's what I have to do. Yeah. Thank you. I would like to stop here and turn over to you. And from there, then I will say what I have to say. But I thank Brother Kafumba for providing us this platform. I thank Chairman Dollar for initiating this. And I thank all of the people, that responded to this thing here in the shortest period of time. And also in the Ramadan, month of Ramadan, the most expensive month of we Muslim people, because anything you do or you spend, inshallah, God multiply it. So our spending is more greatest in Ramadan than the other month. But we were able to do this for you. So thank you so much for now.
Thank you, Honorable President Alhaji. I can't forget the Alhaji.
No, don't surprise.
Alhaji Sam Terrell of Atlanta, Georgia. Before I bring in Bill, the text I sent to you through Messenger, I want you to share that with the rest of our folks, at least some of them, Chairman Dole, Baba, Hawa, it's just an opinion. So, and we can make that. So please, while you're on break from stage, please share that with them.
Okay.
And you might have different opinion, and the majority, as you know, majority opinion always prevail. That being said, Bill, I want to say greetings to you, your supporters, your effort, your campaign, your initiative. We are so delighted to have you online from all the way, Mama, Liberia. Now, speaking to referencing the issues that President Nitre was just talking about. I told you elections are here. They are so close now. 5 months, a few weeks away. 5 months, exactly 5 months, 1 week away. 23 weeks, 2 days away to the election. 163 days to the election in Liberia. Now, I like the Rescue 1, Rescue 2 title of the Unity ruling party, but I think there are a lot of rescuers who got rescue, whatever numbers you can give them. So some of us over here, friends of Bill, truly see Bill as the rescuer for district number 12. And so against that backdrop, it was easy to have mobilized us to do what we've done and to do what we hope to continue to do until this fight is over. Now, quickly, I want to say here, ever since, it's been a year or two, we have seen many different fundraisings, on the internet, WhatsApp groupings, Messenger, Facebook grouping, TikTok grouping. Different people are doing fundraising for different causes, different experiences, and so forth. Nothing wrong with that. But honestly, realistically speaking, if Adingo people, Muslim people, in our honesty, really want to see themselves represented in the House of Legislators, I think we ought to, play our cards right. I'm saying this to say that, honestly speaking, our community is blessed with all kinds of people. We are blessed with so many talents. There are people who are so skillful, so smart, so educated, so open that we know they can better ably represent us. That's their strength, but some of them don't have the means. Bill is a typical example. Bill is a typical average person. He has great ideas for Liberia, for District 12, for his people, for his country, but he lacks resources. On the other hand, you find people fundraising for some other people who are not as stranded financially. You get this? Look, there's some people who have done so well in our community, but realistically, when you look at the good that they've done for our community, they've done so with cash in their pocket. Every good that we remember them for were done based on their pocket. They got enough cash to rescue our community, and they've done so time and again. We are grateful for that. But honestly speaking, those people don't need the little $5 fundraising that we are doing right now. Whatever we're raising right now will do folks like Bill more good than it will do some of the people that you're raising fund for. Because they honestly don't need that. They'll rather appreciate your moral support, physical support. But honestly, your $4, $5, $6, $7, $8,000, out of gratitude, they would say thank you. But honestly, you and I both know such amount will be more to Bill than it will mean to such people, because they are rich, they are wealthy, and they're proving that time and again. Every time our community has been in dire need, they have come and rescued the community with money in their pocket, with cash attached to their names. We know that. So why are you raising funds for them? Why not the likes of Bill? Why not the likes of other candidates in District 2, though, if we agree on one? All the other candidates, for instance, District 4, you look for County. I'm just saying, though, like, let's not be about because he's my friend, because he's done this for me, and so therefore let me mobilize few friends I have leverage over to do this in appreciation. There are a lot more things you can do. But if we are going to fundraise, let's fundraise not just for the right cause, but for the right candidate. For he or she, whom we know needs the support. And we also know when, by God's grace, when they are elected, that they will represent all of us. All right? So I want to, what I say, I want to welcome Bilclintos on platform. He who is being honored, who is being supported by some of his friends. He for whom we, President Lai Toure, the rest of us have decided that we are going to do all we can. This is just the beginning. And what I like about today's initiative is that Bill did not call for this. This is not Bill call. Bill did not call to say, I'm ready for fundraising. I understand when he returns to the U.S., he's going to be launching the fundraising. We look forward to that. But surprisingly, and this is what I call friends indeed, he didn't know this was happening, at least not at this time. There are folks here waiting for him to come by and start his fundraising. Honestly, I have already budgeted, something for Bill's general fundraising when he returns. To my surprise, I got a door knocking from President Lai Toure, Chairman Dole, President Baba, Omar Hawa Corner, Chroma Corner, asking that this be done as a little surprise, little token. And you and I both know the Liberia that we come from. Every little bit helps. Every little bit helps. Liberia campaign is not like the U.S. Here in America, we support our candidates. In fact, some of us put deduction in our tax return, contributing to political parties that we believe in, causes that we believe in. Liberia is the opposite. If you want to run in Liberia, you must give money to people instead of people giving you money. Against those backdrops, I think every little bit, whether it's buying gas for people, we've seen over the year, we know what Bill has been through, what he's been doing for people. Look at the background right behind me. It's in the classroom. Camping case, he's brought computers to Liberia. He's been roofing, replacing people. Everything in Liberia. Somebody died for somebody, they come to you as an expirer. Somebody has a sick child, a sick parent, they come to you as an expirer. Somebody has a pregnant woman due for delivery, an ill family member, they look up to you as an expirer. Whatever they need, they see that you are indebted to them. It's a bad culture that we hope will change in the long run, in the future. But for now, that's what it is. And so we who over here, who know that it is a duty of citizenry to support he who you believe in, we are going to go extra mile to continue to support those that we believe in until Allah help us, to get them to across the finish line. So that's why we've called Bill here, and that's why I understood from Chairman Lai Toure's brief remark. You'll be coming back later. But with that being said, Bill, I want to welcome you to LDF, and I'm really sorry that we could not get you on in studio again due to poor internet connectivity in Liberia. But welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Hello, Bill?
Hello?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, so thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum to the audience. Thank you so much to the President Lai Toure, and everyone listening. I want to say I'm glad to be here this evening, this night in Liberia. The time now is 9:40. It's 20 minutes to 10. I'm very happy to be here. I don't know what to say because this has not happened in my whole life. But I know that there's one day people who will remember the journey that you started years ago and in the fight of humanity and saving lives and protecting the democracy in our community. Many people out there are watching, and they are watching us. And I know one day, with your time, they will join the fight, and they will end the fight, and they will support the fight. Not only because I'm Bill, because of the community that has been disenfranchised for many years. I want to say I'm glad to be here again tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Bilclintos Kamara. It's a pleasure to have you here. So while we check up, obviously President Laye Touré, he's going to join us. But could you please bring us up to speed as far as politics goes, District 12 politics? I want to be specific. So what's obtaining? I mean, we heard that you've been selected. In fact, I read your own post today. I read several posts from you today as part of my preparation for today's show. One of the posts I read, you said that ACO will surprise people. So I'm not quoting you exactly, but surprise, ACO is set to, to surprise people. In what way, I don't know. But also, is it true that ACO, you are the chosen one, the selected aspirant for District 12 by ACO? Is that true? If so, how did that happen? What variables, what factors? How did you achieve that?
Firstly, let me extend my gratitude to the many great people, the community leaders, our stakeholders, those of whom that lied down to pray in this holy month of Ramadan and think about us in Liberia, especially in Kamara. I want to say, may the Almighty Allah answer our prayer. May the Almighty Allah keep us together. May the Almighty Allah unite our hearts. May the Almighty Allah give to talk about giving in this, the God rewards them back. Even those who want to give and they don't have the hand to give, but the fact that they think about giving to us, may God reward and strengthen them in America and outside America. I know how it takes to earn a cent or $1 in America. I know you have to drive, you have to have sleepless nights, you have to work, you have to service yourself, you have to take care of children. You choose between saving a cent in an account and thinking about your brother at the front in a heated political time. May God reward you in abundance. And I want to say to everyone who also keeping us in prayer. Politically, it is a blessing of the Almighty, and including everyone who feels or thinks that Liberia, the political space in Liberia, is only meant for certain people. But I want to say tonight that the political space in Liberia is for every Liberian. Every Liberian, no matter where you come from, no matter your tribe, no matter your religion, no matter your political demography of the country you're from, the political space in Liberia is available for everyone to utilize and make use for proper representation, oversight responsibility, and legislation once given an opportunity to serve in the legislature. So, my name is Bilclintos Kamara. I traditionally Bian Kamara. I intermittently live in Liberia most of the time, and most of my educational life in the diaspora community service. I'm married with 3 children, 3 girls. I'm proud to be a married family. I'm a business entrepreneur. I own a corporate entity with a small size of the 2-person employer. And I also a community servant, served in many community leadership, from quality leadership to Musa, to the diaspora business, and spent some limited time working for government for 4 years as an accountant at the Investment Commission. So I just try to introduce myself so many of my followers can know who is Mr. Kamara, resident, citizen of the resident, District 12. The political space right now is tense, and this is not our first time. This is our second time to contest. 2017, we did contest. We came. Takes place. That has given a leverage to tremendously work and engage with our people across district number 12, in district number 12, and outside district number 12. For the past 6 years, we worked more than any other person in district number 12. Our goal has been directed towards education itself and providing sustained access to the family help, especially that has been through the foundation, well supported by many diaspora, Liberian, the Jewish community in America, and some of our Spanish partners. That community has been giving back to Liberia in the way of education, providing educational for schools and communities in District 12 and outside District 12, including clothing, dietary, and assistances to the disabled family, the group of 77, the blind people, the crippled people, and hospitals as well. So in the past 6 years, we've been able to help over 7 hospitals in District 12 and out District 12. We've been able to furnish and prepare 10 highs from 11th grade to 12th grade to prepare them for pre-college education, especially 12th grade, providing digital learning, changing the blackboard to a whiteboard, especially the smart board, providing a projector to each of the class of the 12th grade. That is in our way of providing sustainable and transformed educational environment in our country. You know, we all live in the States, our kids are playing with laptops, they are using smart board, touchscreen board. So we try to bring down to the learning environment. That is the first of its kind in Liberia that is found in district number 12, even if Liberia do not have access to this opportunity. So that is a contribution from in America. Assistance is also to us. I remember one time, there was a time the Formosa Mission contributed in addition to what we had told in Popular Liberia. That went in district number 12, but other counties as well. So that is a continuity of help practice in Liberia. Microfinance, today we have 3,300 women across District 12 and outside District 12 that are in our social capital. And our social venture capital is in a way of providing hope for the neglected family, especially macro business women who selling coal, who selling fire and leather, some of whom that are doing petty business, the cold water business, selling the lake kitty. We give them a revolving microfinance and empowerment program where they receive some assistance. The proceeds from the assistance, we use the proceeds from the assistance we give them to pay either one to be in the same family. So you will see the mother will come, oh, I got my late daughter, she's dropping out of high school, but I'm not doing anything. So we say, okay, no problem. We will empower you to do something, but the proceeds that you will give us, we will use that to pay your son's school fees. So if we give her 10,000 and she comes back with 5,000, we use that 5,000 and pay her son's school fee. Then the balance 5,000, she bring that back to the institution. We use that and give her another present. So it means that she's working to pay her own son's school fee by using our capital. So we have women and young people around District 12 and outside District 12 who are engaging in that, and it's successfully moving on. Next week we'll be opening. Not next week, next month we'll be opening a vocational school that will provide full education opportunity, computer science, cosmetology, interior decoration, and sewing. We anticipate 300 to 500 inhabitants in district number 12 to benefit tuition-free program for our people, young people college dropout, high school dropout, even those who are in high school will benefit from this educational program. So the list goes on as we continue to receive more support from our people in the U.S. and other partners in Liberia as well to improve and mitigate the challenges in our community. Now, politically, you know, the normal Liberian politicians, especially those who believe in chanting battle cry and just waiting to be elected before they use the resources, or sometimes they decide to use it or they don't use it. I am a humanitarian politician. We find ourselves in a humanitarian corridor coming from the non-profit to the public sector. So we're not practical with the normal practical Liberian politicians where they give one bag of rent, they had to call Spoon TV, they had to call all of the TV and put everybody. So we are humanitarian politicians. So whatever we generate in our private entity support other people outside is what we put into work by giving people opportunity. So we've been doing that for the past 10 years now. And I'm very proud to see impact back on it. Senator Iture, Dr. Howard Proman, Dole, Toure, Ibrahim, and Frank, and the rest of the team in the diaspora who has been very, very, very high-sided in supporting the humanitarian agenda of our country. Now, politically, like I said, politics is interest, and election is about number. So we know very well what we've done by helping many of our people. Sometimes it's not a risk to be elected. And I tell many people, your humanitarian activities is just an activity that you ask God to give you most, but in most cases, what is position is how you understand. What understanding do you have for the position? Once you know what entails in that position, understand about it, then you ask people to seek what is called a true representation, where you could be the trust. But today, I'm very, very glad. Why should we see most of our people across Liberia? Thousands of people in district number 12 have come to reap. And I start and say, well, if our people continue to come to reap petition over 6 groups, the Islamic Solidarity Group, the Dawa Women, the Business Women of District number 12, the Pastoral Network, in fact, 62 pastors gathered together and sent a petition that they are seeing us to be the only alternative for District number 12. The Imam Council, the Supreme Council of Liberia, as far as the youth community, next week you will have over 300 to 500 students that will be assembling at our headquarters to petition us again. That's the reason why it has given me difficult time to even leave the campus states, because the petitions continue to come on a daily basis. Every stakeholder, society, social group, pro-democratic group, the all social board, disabled community, driver union, progressive veteran, marketeer, mechanic union, the healthcare association, everybody bringing Mr. Kamara will beg you, don't leave us in this atmosphere, especially with the kind of nightmare that we have in district number 12. With that being said, we've accepted many of the petitions, 79% of the petitions, and giving them hope that indeed we are prepared to restore your hope, build the community, to reconcile the misfeeding, and to ensure that our district number 12, becomes an alternative decision-making district in a 55th national legislature that will bring what we call a reform in our economic policy, a reform in our political shift, and a reform in our environment that will create a larger opportunity, not only for district number 12, but other districts around Maserati that are premise of social, economic, and political transformation.
Okay, all right.
The question is,
Bill, okay. That's a great brief update. That we just want to throw in a few questions here quickly, if you don't mind. Bill, how many expiring total running District 12? How many of you combined? You get what I'm saying? How many persons contesting in your district?
Well, currently I know of 20.
20?
I know of, because last election was tested.
Okay.
The last election survey and result, the 20 that contested, they all alive, 1 person won, and the 19 still have the ambition to contest. So those that contested from last election, as per record, they were choosing to be candidates. So since they still want to contest, they are pre-qualified candidates.
Okay.
For those who be aspiring, we have 15 aspirants that have expressed interest. So we call them aspiring 90. Some will fall, by the way.
Okay.
And the election commission can authenticate who is a candidate. All the political parties, after the primary, can say this is a candidate. But I know we might have close to 30 people contesting.
Okay. 30 people at least, 30 not passively, 30 people contesting passively. So the issue, the District 12 is not far from District 2, your neighboring district. So the issues our community is faced with District 2. So I want to ask, more specifically, how many of our brothers, and I mean specifically Madigo or Muslim, are among those possible 30 expirers or candidates? How many of you?
Well, there's 3 that I expressed interest from the last election with additional ones who join us that make it 3 out of the 30.
So 3.
But I want to say thank God one of the candidates came to me and pledged his support. As a matter of fact, he withdrew his candidacy and he pledged his support to us. The second candidate, thank God today, at least the Supreme Head of the Head Council has confirmed us as per the decision and survey carried out in the district. It said we were selected based on integrity, based on contribution, based on consistency, and based on the fight to engage policies that will bring relief to the community and put the community on the best trajectory. So today, I want to say, if we are not alone, but I know we're choosing to be alone.
That's a very good news, Mr. Kamara. I want to, if you don't mind, if a candidate, an aspirant, especially one of us, because usually the number is worrisome. 20, 15, approximately 30 is highly worrisome. But usually what is even more worrisome to folks like us is how many of us, our kind, our tribe, our religious, kin brothers, right? So if you are the chosen one, that's remarkable. But he or she who came to you last week, yesterday, to say they were stepping out of the race and pledging their support to you, I think that person deserves our commendation. That person deserves our praises for not only understanding, but for also being in the interest of the community. If you don't mind, is it possible? May we know? Is that okay? Because it's not a bad thing. Who was this candidate that decided to step out of the race and support you? One of our own, one of the 3. Who's that? Do you mind?
Yeah, he's somebody who's not in hiding. It's called Ayuba Sharif.
Okay.
He said, brother, being out of support, I'm not going to be contesting, and I've seen your hand mark your work in the community. He said, I wish to be part of the team to move in places that I have campaigned to let people know that you are the alternative. So it's called Ayuba Sharif. One of our own in Shoe Party, very young guy.
Okay. Well, thank God. We are really happy that he did that. Thank you. That's so good. That's commendable. That's what I've said. When I heard that Honorable Mohammed Kroma has also withdrawn, from the race in District 2. I commended him a lot for doing so. It's about time that if our elders can get it right, a lot of young people themselves start to see solution to the problem and start to move forward with that. So now the other remaining pressing, but the elders have chosen you, and it's also my understanding that ACO. So is there a difference between the elders and ACO? Are these two different entities that have selected you, or it's all the same?
Elder and the political party has a traditional tie, traditional relation, and the elder's decision strengthen the selection. The party is based on the constitutional aspect, where they have to follow the procedure from the National Election Commission. Every party must go to convention, primary selection of candidate, and the political party has their own requirements that you can follow, as a would-be candidate to be on the ticket. So the deadline for the political party submission of letter of intent was April 7th. So after April 7th, there was nobody. We submitted up to present. Since we submitted our application, there's nobody. Deadline has closed. So for the fact that deadline has closed, and from now to May 7th is the closure of is the end of the primary. So we still remain single since we submitted. Deadline has closed. So we are pre-virtually celebrating on the web ballot, on the ticket of ACO, and we look forward to working with other people who intended to test on the party and they did not have the time to submit the application. We look forward to working with them. On the side of the elder carry out what we call due diligence and survey in the district, because they did not want two persons of the same community contesting. They do not want a rivalry, issues that will cause a family upheaval that will then the number that a candidate should accumulate to bring success to the community. So they did their own due diligence on integrity. One is integrity, according to them. One is very, very integrity. They want a candidate that possesses the quality, the integrity, that understands the issues, that know what to be a legislator, that also can balance, that can balance the debate at the legislature. More besides, they did something we call the skill. The skill is which one of the candidates that got vote on the other side,
Right.
So the data analysis from our. If you leave Bill alone, Bill still accumulate vote from the other community. It means we see balanced atmosphere of politics. So when you go to a camp, you will see Muslim, non-Muslim. You will see people of different color. So that brings a balance. That adds more value to our number. Assuming that the number we get can make Bill win. It means Bill has a reserve number that can make him win. So they did their own skills. Besides, they made call to stakeholder in the community, in District 12 and outside District 12. They went to the garages, they went to the malls, they asked community leaders, and according to them, most of the community leaders gave good results on our engagement with them since election. As a matter of fact, the salesperson said, few of the imams, all of the imams said since the election ended, the only person that visited them, talking to them, bringing them to the community and corridor for them to exchange. And that was one good thing they said I did. One of them said that after the election, you went back to the community to appreciate people. They said you didn't win, but you went to the community and told people thank you after 2017. So it means that you show some level of commitment, sincerity, and appreciation to people, even if they did not vote you. So, a stakeholder recommendation they made. They said, well, thank you, and just go forward and continue your work. And even those who are from the same community, engage them positively and be able to recruit them so that you can have a force in 2020.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Bill. Thank you. Thank you for the clarity. Again, I want to appreciate everyone who's watching now and everyone who will watch later. I want to say thank you for being a part of this show. This is a special edition of the Liberia Diaspora Forum talk show. This one wasn't even called for by me, but some friends of Bill asked that we bring Bill on so that they could make their little donation contribution to Bill's campaign before he returns for a bigger fundraising, so they can speak about this. Now, I don't know about some of you, but over here in the diaspora, if somebody wins the lotto, I'm not saying Bill win the lotto, but if somebody win the lottery, they get a lot of money. Oftentimes, it's never a good idea to make them a public target, right? We don't announce them. Certainly, it's not in our thinking to state how much is it we have raised, because honestly, the whole fundraising thing is an ongoing initiative. It's an effort that is ongoing until 5 months and 2 weeks from now, until October 10. We cannot say we are done. We'll continue to fundraise for our brother. As you will hear President Laiture say, it's a follow-up remark. We will continue to fundraise for our brother until he gets across the finish line. So because of that, and also because of the fact that we know the security situation in Liberia, we do not wish to make our own brother and friend a target of Zogos, a target of, Ubi, whatever, by not announcing how much you think, we are, assisting with from initially. Notwithstanding, whatever little, however much, however little it is, it's already in Bill's account. Bill can attest to that. But like I said, who goes to the bank and come announcing how much you got from the bank? It probably be armed robbers waiting for you at your home, right? So, but that, and plus the fact that, like President Lai said earlier, people have been contacting him, ever since they learned that these few friends took this initiative and that they intend to carry on the endeavor. So people been reaching out. So why would they be announcing whatever was raised today when in fact there's more to come? And so therefore, Bill knows what's up. He knows the little he got. We are great. We are excited and we are fired up, determined to do more, to recruit more people. So before Lai comes back in again, I want to re-echo this message. There are some of you who are contributing fundraising for some other expirants. That's fine, nothing wrong with that. But we ask you, we beg your indulgence, we want to plead with you that when you contribute $10 to your friends, not because they need it, but because they are your friends, and that's all you want to contribute to their initiative, because you know they got so much to the extent that your little really cannot make much in their political journey. Notwithstanding, if you chose to spend your money that way, that is strictly your decision to make. But we want to beg you, $10 there, please call President Lai Toure and pay at least $5 so that our brother and friend, a good friend to many, a good friend to all, if I like to say, in person of Honorable Bilclintos Kamara, can also fight this political battle for all of us. Because we can agree on one thing, which is that we need more than one of us in the legislature. He who you are supporting, if he becomes elected without the likes of Bilclintos, without the likes of whoever is selected in District 2, District 17, where Abraham Sese is contesting, District 4, without those people being elected, then that lone friend of yours that you are supporting will not do us any good. We need to support all of them. But in doing so, we need to do this smartly. We need to understand and use our resources where it can be most utilized, where it can give us the most result. And we know, an aspirant, a candidate like Bill, would need more resources from us at this time than some other candidates that you raising raise money for that we all know. Honestly, I hope if you're not offended, I like to suggest, and I'm very sure some of the people you're raising money for, if you were to reach to them in good conscience and let them know that, look, we raised this money for you, but looking at totality of circumstances, we truly believe that there are other brothers and sisters who are contesting, who are more deserving of the money raised for you. If it's okay with you, would like to send this money over to Bill, for instance, and I'm very much sure that those people will not have problem with it, because again, like I said, over the years they've proven to be, at least at our level, and so therefore they do not need what Bill needs from us. He has the passion for the job. He has the ideas. He knows exactly what the district needs. Not to mention he knows what Liberia needs. And so we got to do all we can to support the likes of Bill so that he can get to the legislature and represent all of us proudly. That being said, I'm going to bring back President Lai Toure, who was on a brief break, together, and also talking to some potential would-be donors to this water cost. So he's going to come back and speak, and then we'll go to Bill, and then we'll find time to wrap up here, inshallah. President Lai.
Thank you so much, Honorable Kafumba. And think, like I said, gave my endless thanks to you and Bills and all of our contributors to this wonderful cause. Like you already said, let us give something to people that it can do more good for them than those who it cannot do any good for them. Like Bill, like Sanisi, all those brothers, they need more help from us, So like all of us here, I thank our donors who hardly contributed this money, and it helped the brother, and the brother really, really appreciate from the time yesterday I told him, I sent him this money. In fact, you even sent it for us, but you gave me the code to give it back to him, and he was happy. He told me clearly that the amount you guys are giving to me right now, even if you guys could give it to me in the United States, 20,000. This amount that I'm receiving right now is more helpful to me than that place, So I've been more mad than me, because Walidu, me say the if it that tandi la more my rodilo. What mean yala mawo yolo and Ali Kadla wa create that my rolo is now going to work the be Romino no papa any amount sent to him right now is more beneficial to him than in the United States right now. So I thank all those people. So let us help our brothers who need, not those that want. You see, that's a difference. The need of something and want something is completely different. Bill really need our help. And we know if you got to where he want to, if God help us to be where he's supposed to be, believe me, the District 2 will not regret, our Muslim community will not regret. He will do what he's supposed to do for our people, So I thank all our people, Chairman Dollars, who initiated this whole cause. We all that responded to this thing too. Like you, Brother Kafumba, you went extra mile, taking your time, giving your platform for Bill to come and receive this amount. You already got it. So just to appreciate the ladies and gentlemen, and we're asking other people in our community to please come forward and give us $1, $2, all is helpful. You see, one thing I like about this, our community here, we can fight, we can argue, but when serious problem comes, we put everything aside. You see? So, for example, I just gave 2 examples. When I went to Hajj, after all my role on Famusa K, Famusa T, when I went to Hajj and come back, believe me, some people that was not even talking to me, but believe me, people call me that were not even expecting. Hey, brother, you did well. This is a good thing. You see? And that happened. Okay, when Sister Howard, Councilwoman, graduated, got her PhD, the amount of people that post or Twitter in the social media was amazing. Some of them were not even used to talk to her, because of that thing. But when things come, we'll already be there for Israel. Let us continue to leave our animosities or whatever we got. Let us leave it and just support those people that are representing us today in Liberia, trying to run for those positions. Let us help them, like Bill, like Sanisi, like any of our people that we know that they can do a great thing for us. Let us not hesitate and support our own. That's what I have to say. Thank you so much. And Bill, wish you a good luck. And we'll continue to do this until October 10th. We will not relent. We will not hesitate. We will continue to put our money where our mouths are. Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you, President Alhaji Sam Lai Toure. Thank you so very much. You mentioned Dr. Howard Kroma Corner, and I want to apologize. I know we have a show planned for her because she's one of very few sisters that we know who have accomplished what she's accomplished. Trust me. If you know some of them, let me know. Very few typical, and I'm talking about I'm not just a Madingo but a Muslim Madingo sister who has gone to school and acquired real PhD. That's remarkable. We talked about this before. I even wrote the announcement to be posted. By the time I was under the weather and not been too well. So, but I'm glad you mentioned it, and I'll get back to her in the days ahead so we can bring her back to the show now, only to speak to us as a councilwoman, which we still regard her to be, but also now as a PhD, doctorate degree holder, like you said. In spite of everything else, we saw under her graduation announcement post, people who didn't think any good of her, they all went and commended her, and that's good. That's a positive thing for our community. So we'll be bringing sister Dr. Sixter, that's my sister, right? My sister, Dr. Councilwoman Howard Kroma, back on the show a little later here, and then after that we'll get ready for the remaining months of the Liberia National campaign, which we intend to be heavily involved in. Now, Bill, are you still with us? Bill?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great. Okay, all right. I just want to make sure you're still there. So, true story. I want to tell you one quick true story before Bill comes up. Many of you know I go to Liberia every year. As a matter of fact, I purchased my ticket for this year already. So I go to Liberia every year. And so I was in Liberia last year. They are now happy to share not just community this time, but just I was basically in one of his apartments right across, we're just in the same area. But one morning I was in the shower and three gentlemen came, older gentlemen with two younger fellow that came and started banging on my door. The shower is such that you can look through the window and see who's at the door, at the back door. And when I look, I saw that. I had no idea why they were knocking my doors. It was early. It was not super early. I want to say around 10:30 to 11 in the morning. I was getting ready to go to town. So they kept banging on the door. Eventually, I came out, opened the door. And the guy looked at me. He said, well, the church sent me here. I said, the church sent you here. What's that supposed to mean? Because I said, well, you promised to, give her 2 bundles of zinc for our church. We haven't seen you ever since. But, I knew right away that wasn't me. I'm not running for anything. I knew who they were looking for. I was just surprised that they didn't know the difference between the expiring bill and myself. Right? I told you, I remember? So I pointed the house. I said, no, that would not be me. That would be, I'm sure. I mean, he didn't tell me about it, but I'm very sure the man you're looking for will be in that blue house. That's not me. I don't know where your church is, and I certainly did not promise anybody a bundle of zinc. I mean, that's not me. I'm saying this to reaffirm the fact that when you are an aspirant in Liberia for anything, a candidate, and personally, that's why I've told people, I said, the day you see me on ballot in Liberia, don't vote for me, because I don't plan to do it. I don't intend to contest for anything in Liberia. We'll support people that will believe him to do the work Hopefully, somewhere down the line, when they see the need to appoint us to help them, we'll do so. But I do not intend to go through the headache that the likes of Bill go through right now. So, but that's a classic example of people leaving their, churches, mosques, places of business, hospitals, and everywhere else to come to you and asking for what you don't even have at times. And like you're right, when you travel to Africa, when you're out of here, when you're out of where you can get, resources, every little bit not only help, but it helps so much. A $5 can be, can be up to almost be like $100 to you at times. I've seen that. Just a few days ago, I surprised somebody with $20. I think it was the last day of Ramadan. And I'm really surprised how many times they have called to pray for me. I'm really, to the extent I'm feeling guilty. I wish I had known they would have appreciated it that much. Wallahi, I would have done more than $20. I didn't know it would mean that much to them. They told me you have no idea what you've done. And so, not to prolong the conversation, we just want to praise the effort of Mohammed Enza Dole, my own president, the people's president. Dole usually referred to him as the silent majority leader. And Baba Toure calls him Joe Biden of Minnesota. He says the most sensible president this community has ever elected, in person of Brother Solomani Jabate. Councilwoman Dr. Hawa Kromakone, you Alhaji Sam Lai Toure. I want to praise your efforts for taking this initiative. But like you said, let this be the beginning and not the end. Let it be the beginning and not the end. And let the message also go across our people. Sometimes we do fundraising and we do it for causes that honestly don't have much bearing on us. I'm on record for not being a big fan of the $20,000 we sent to Fula people in Liberia when that school got burned. It didn't do us any good. They took money out of me, but I wish I had not contributed that money. Honestly, it was not a good effort. I've said this. So what became, who remembers it? It was a waste of our money, waste of our time. We could have done so much better with that money. No offense to the kids who lost their lives. May Allah have mercy on them if they were Muslims. We got much more help. Our $20,000 that we were robbed out of broad daylight to send to such a worthless cause. We have to stop those kind of things. We ought to maximize I've got to be strategic in whatever we do. Life is about strategy. It's all about planning. Why are we doing this? Why are we doing it now? What does it matter? And I'm sure our brothers and sisters with religious knowledge will say, do good without anticipating, a return. Well, fine. That's possible. But we live in times in society where, my brother, when you do good somewhere, even if you don't expect it, but a return kindness will not surprise you. It is anticipated. So anyway, Bill, you heard.
Please, man, I forgot before Bill come in and just close it. Before a big charge of content, and most especially you and myself, our Papa too. He was part of this. He gave more than French Sano. I did. People that really do. I think I skipped the names, and but just rise it. So Papa did a wonderful job because we told him already. Bill, that's his boy. Most of us knew Bill from Mr. Frank. Mm-hmm. So when something came out, I came out on him hard. Among other people pay, I told Papa, I said, no, I'm not going to accept that from you. You got to go extra mile. Mm-hmm. And he did. So our thanks and appreciation go to Papa Frank for his generosity towards the boy. So, but we all did this for him. This is not whatever, but this is a support from us to Bill and the rest of the team that running, our brothers are running, Sanity and other people who will be coming out to do whatever we can do for those people that are in need of our support to make Liberia great for us again. We want to make this to 2, this to 4, this to 1. We want to make all great again, by the grace of God.
Either way, Lai will be here in contempt. Either way. But I'm glad you cleared Brother Frank Sano of it because now you see such a support to us. But he was one of the people invited to join us in studio today. And I got his test here. The reason he's not in studio with us is because he's on the road trip. He's currently traveling from New York to Philadelphia. Obviously, on the highway, internet connectivity is not as stable. So I got his text message. But every initiative that we have undertaken, Brother Frank Sano has been in the forefront of it. It's one person you can count on. But I said we'll be here in contempt anyway, because the reason why people who have been in public service for a long time, I'm sure Bill can attest to this, don't like to call names, because every time you start to call name, there's a very hard possibility that you'll forget that one person, you'll forget somebody, some people, and then you'll come back to bite you. So even as we sit here, we have not called all the names, but I know people didn't contribute because they want to be called on the show. They did so because they believe in Bill's agenda. They did so because they believe in this community of ours. They did so believing that if the likes of Bill is elected to the legislature, our country will be great again. We can close our eyes and we'll have a friend in the legislature. We'll have a brother, we'll have a countryman, one that we can go to, one that we can propose our own ideas through. So that's what it is. So if your name has not been called, make no mistake, it's not because you did less than anyone else, but rather because we have not come here to call names. We call few names because a few people, got in the forefront. They went above and beyond. They initiated the effort. They, dragged the rest of us to it. I didn't start this. I can't take credit for it. The people woke me up. I was in bed, sound asleep when they called me and said, let's do this. And Chairman Dollar, you said he started this, but not his first time doing this. He's done this over and again. I remember when our own chairman, Aljina Chair, returned from Mecca, the fundraising that was done for that, I got that call from Chairman Dollar, even though he told me it was his mother who elected him. And so he elected me, and we did that as we could, the best way we could. So good people will always do good things. I have said, much to Chairman Dollar's credit, whether you like it or not, very few people in this community can match Chairman Dollar's energy when it comes to community service. And I mean that with all my heart. I got a lot of problems with the man, just as he has a lot of problems with me, but that is the honest truth. His energy for community service can be matched easily. The way what he's done for this community, what he's willing to do, what he's able to do, what he continues to do. We want to pray to God that God gave him long life, all of us long life, and help our community to move higher, to do better, to bring us together like the one community we love to be, inshallah. Bill, that being said, you heard President Lai Toure in his concluding remarks, and so we'll come back to you. I know it's getting later in Liberia. You probably have your day planned out for tomorrow already. We don't want to keep you online much longer, so we want to come back to you in closing to say that this was a call from a few friends of yours to alert you that whatever they did is just the beginning. By no means is the end. That they are here for you. They are with your return. They will support you until they see you across the finish line, if God wills it. Otherwise, we are here. Count on us. That's what Lai Toure said. So I want to come back to you for closing. Thank you.
Thank you much. Thank you to the LDF family. My regard to our kids and having time with them. But I want to say a big thank you to you, the LDF family. We look forward to listening to you all of the time. We made this show, and we know that this is a political time. Most of our people want to listen to the unfoldings in our country. So please keep our show on. This is our own platform. And the rest of the people, Chairman Dole, I want to say to Chairman Dole and the team, our Party community, thank you for the prayer. Our stakeholders, thank you for the prayer. Thanks to all of our sisters, our mothers, our imams. I want to say a big thank you to all of you who continue to support us. To Leo to say thank you for the platform also. Sometime last week, I had 3 shows, 3 appearances on Strong FM, on Brush FM, on Big FM, most of the time when I go and let it go live. And at that moment, I couldn't even afford, not that I couldn't afford, but my phone was completely discharged. And I want to go live. So I was like, $10, I need you to put money in my phone quick. He's okay, consider it done. After a few minutes, I said, Leo, she said, I need some money on my phone. Then I was like, okay, Frank, Uncle Frank. But after all I started, I think this is what makes a military strong, especially when you have a support base and an effective command center where you can say, Delta one, ammunition, and you see it coming in like as if to say you left it there. But it takes less than a second. Once I say I need it, the supply comes in effectively and we execute that immediately. I just feel humble and blessed to have committed people, to have people who are prayerful, people who are humanitarian, that can give regardless where they are. They prefer to contribute the selfless support to the cause. For what I see myself in, I don't look at myself anymore. I see myself as a person that is fighting a battle on behalf of the many people, some of whom who cannot express themselves, some of whom wanting to see somebody to talk for now the legislature, some of whom that began the battle but could not live to see today. Some of them revolutionized our country, a place where we return to have total peace. Some of our people own their property from the revolution, some went back, some today. We have a lot of months where we could not even have 1 or 2 months in community. Today we have 4, 5, 10, 15, and everybody has equal rights under the Constitution. No one is called today by the name because of the way they dress. And that level of discrimination, marginalization in our policy today is mitigated, and we want to ensure that it's abolished in a landscape of Liberia where your ethnicity, your religion will not be a barrier to your elevation at the national level. A different space in our public sector bureaucracy where total rights, equity, and political participation is the right to every Liberian. So, with that being said, that Kamara, the friends of Kamara, the team, Legislature Bureau, chairman, the vice chair, the women wing, and the women auxiliary, the clergy council, the McKenna union, the motorcyclist, the marketeer. To all of you that are listening, I want to say, if you did not know the artillery strength or the intellectual and financial and capable strength of Mr. Kamara, this is one of the shows that you're listening to, and I think you can see the commendation, you can see the support, you can see the stakeholder that when I say we have a backbone, these are the people. Not many of them you see on the show, and I wish we will have a bigger conference where we'll all come on Zoom to talk about the policy, to talk about health issues, to talk about our legislation in our 100 days, what will be put forth on the table to ensure that District Number 12 gets a bigger portion of it. In terms of legislation, we want to take a retroactive review of the law that look at concession in our community. Today in District 12, we have 7 big concessions in our district with an investment portfolio of $1 billion. We have the Sati Brother, a multi-million-dollar company that's in District Number 12. We have the Zane factory. We have a nail factory. We have a factory that's producing juice, salt. We have flour factory. When you put the investment package of these factories, it's about $1 billion. But yet, this is a district of over 5,000 inhabitants. Today, from the NUC report, it says 51,800 people registered in District Number 12. So that is excluding babies, people who did not register. So we're talking about almost 75,000 people in the district. But yet, this district do not have single public hand pump. 17 the district do not have pump. The people of Chikizo Factory right now dying for water. There's no safe drinking water. The people of Snow Hill, no water. The people of Kadoma, no water. The people of NTA, no water. The people of Swago Island, no water. The people of Kesedi Boulevard find it difficult for water. How can you have an investment package of $1 billion with a multi-million company, but yet no water? This is a district of huge investment called the Monrovia Industrial Park since the establishment of the 1978 concession creating the Ghana's as the Monrovia Industrial Park. Yet we do not have a fitting public school to absorb the underprivileged community, the children of the broken class to have an opportunity for good education. Today, no good public high schools. This is a community that is well reached in terms of domestic taxes to government. We pay close to 40% of domestic tax to government. In district number 12, beside the special economic zone, we are the Monrovia Industrial Park in Masorado. But today, we do not have a fitting recreational center. But yet, district number 10, get an invisible park. We will producing and contributing immensely to the tax of our. We do not have a recreational center for our children. We do not have a resource center where our children can go and check the library, do their assignment. We do not have a fitting clinic. 50% of our 32% have miscarriages, no access road, no alleys in the community, no drugs, only private clinics are operating, no public house for our people. Yes, we have an investment portfolio of $1 billion. So where is the social corporate tax? Today, the district has a level of human capital development where people who finish in college have no job. So most of the people working in investment companies are not resident of district number 12. They are not domiciled district number 12. Yet, we have an investment portfolio of $1 billion. Today, the police do not have a good uniform, do not have a fitting take-home pay, they do not have good protection for police, not even a traffic cone that is posted to Boundary Junction, Steven Tower Estate, New Georgia Junction. They are using an iron bar in the night. Drivers are running into police because there's no reflector, there is no traffic cone, there's nothing the police use, not even a whistle. But yet we have a portfolio of $1 billion. Police station, there's no supply, there's no equipment. The fire department, we do not have an ambulance. Today, we don't have a fire service department that's fully equipped with logistics. Yes, we have to confess. Today, our district is crying. Many of our old people are suffering from night blood. We have disease in the community. There's no public toilet. Yet we have an investment portfolio and rising with the Japanese freeway drive. But yeah, our district is suffering from insanitary conditions, congestion, pollution. But yet, the same construction companies are creating carbon monoxide. All the investment companies are operating a 150 kVA generator 24/7. The black smoke, the carbon monoxide, we're indicating in the next 10 years, 15 years, our people will be on blindness, rare eye disease, skin disease, polluted environment. Yes, the EPA cannot tell the concessionaire to ensure environmental safety for the inhabitants of district number 12. Yes, we still have an investment portfolio of $1 billion. So we want to say in this life that we stand firm to do a review of law, to look at our investment portfolio, to know what is in it as a social corporate responsibility, what is in it as a local content, who's supposed to provide security, who's supposed to provide driver, who is qualified to work at the investment part, who is capable and prepared, and who should be the first priority when it comes to employment. On our investment portfolio analysis, there are three contents we look at. We look at the human resource capital, we look at the fixed asset capital, then we look at what we call the security climate. Today, district number 12 don't have access to employment there. District number 12, people providing security service come from intern. We have people who have private security company in District number 12 must be given the first priority because under the local content, those who live there, those who stakeholder their own business there, those who have entity must be the one giving contract first before you go to different districts. That is why you see today NIMBA is benefiting from most of the concession because Prince Johnson is demanding that before Mentor State give out anything, the people of NIMBA, Sani Kole, Ganta must benefit first. That's why he became the political icon in Liberia by the politics today because he protects the interests of the people. Be Mountain the same way. Golden Berenium and other construction companies. We are saying District number 12, one of the first construction industrial park in Liberia. Today, the citizens crying for help. They can have access to opportunity in education. Even the police, community police, do not have even a pickup to travel in the community when the crime rate. At least on the 54% of the young people in District number 12 now is into addiction. They are on the street at this time of night looking for food to eat. The young people, the old people are all desperate in terms of what they can get to put food on the table. We are saying that we stand everything. We are unequivocal on the issues. We want to tell national government that the specific legislature, place of integrity, is the place that will reform the life of many Liberians. So in every district, we need qualified and competent people. And as we will be elected, and I know very, 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 very well, by Allah's power, we will win this election. We will win this election overwhelmingly because we know the political mechanism that has been put into place. We know the plight of the people. We know the over 29 petitions we received. It did not only come from within our house. It came from the Christian community, the Muslim community, the student community, the marketeers, the Zogos, even including the Zogos. They are saying, Babi, you are our own. Tired giving our district to people only for retirement benefit. You born here, grew up here, you went to the garage here, you saw Belabo, you saw water here. We know you are our own. It's about time you redeem our community and restore hope for us. If not, the district into total darkness in the hands of political nightmen. But equally so, we want to applaud the All Aspirant Coalition Party since July 9, 1997. ACO took 4% of the entire population in elections, became third place. I want to say to the All Aspirant Coalition Party, thank you. And I can say an unprecedented paradigm shift is about to take place where people will gather for the common good of the people, not the common good of individual interest. We'll push our agenda. We ensure that the manifesto, the political platform, will not only incorporate individualism, but we look at the allegiance to Liberia. And that's why I call the All Liberian Coalition Party and our own movement, the Friends of Kamara, and all other partisans who are non-partisan of our political institution, who supporting us because of our understanding of the legislature, our understanding of community development and transformation initiative. We want to say to you a very big thank you as you to this show. We look forward to your support, to your engagement, your community, and engagement on a daily basis. And to my immediate family, my wife and children, I want to say thank you to you because it's not easy to be a full 5 months where you have a kid and the 4 months and 5 months and all to see you on Facebook engaging in some communities, engaging other communities, schools and churches. But yeah, indeed, we remain prayerful to everyone that is contributing to this movement. I want to say we will not let you down. And by Allah's power, the people's will prevail and we will win this election. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bill. Thank you so very much. Well, folks, you heard it. That's going to do it for our show, today's show. Like I said, this was a very different kind of show in a sense that we did not even invite Bill to come and answer our questions. But Ben, I mean, of course, I got lots of questions as it relates to elections, upcoming elections in Liberia, District 2, District 12, District 18. District 4, District 17. Those are all districts, to the best of our knowledge, where we have brothers and our sisters contesting. But inshallah, God wills it, when Bill returns to the U.S., which I heard he will be doing soon, we'll find time to bring him back on the platform so we can have maybe that other show. But this was purely arranged by His Excellencies President Alhaji Sam Layi Toure on behalf of a few friends of Bill who have launched an ongoing fundraising effort for him. Don't forget, the key word is ongoing. So it hasn't ended, it hasn't stopped. Never mind the fact that the initial fund that was raised has been sent to Bill, because we know every day there are people at his door. There are people waiting to meet him for money, with problems. To be, he's confronted with problems on a daily basis. That is the fact about Liberian politics. And so we thought it wise, rather than raising this money and hold it till we keep adding up. We thought whatever was raised initially, let that go, let that reach to the man. We'll continue the fundraising. So if you wish to contribute, which we know you do, by all means, please contact Sam Layi Toure of Atlanta. We all know him. Every one of us know Sam Layi Toure of Georgia. Please contact him and with a contribution, whatever you have, whether it's words of encouragement. If you wish to contribute in other ways that we do not know, but your contribution is what matters, and we so badly desire your contribution. So on that note, we heard from both men. Both have concluded, and so I'm just concluding there. Even here, I want to thank you once again. Please look forward to our next show, whenever that will be. I'm not sure, but we'll try to bring Dr. Hawa Krumah on, and then we'll try to make further arrangements, and then get into the national politics, the presidential level. Joe Boakai, Jeremiah Akun's running mate, and Alexander Cummings, who has been rumored that Alexander Cummings intends to carry Musa Belete as running mate. I think that Madingo wishful thinking rumor. We'll get to that, sometime in the future. Tiawan Gonglo, of course, the ruling CDC and all of that. We'll try to get into that, to fulfill the last remaining days, weeks to the election, right? Like I said earlier, can you believe 2023 election that we've been talking about so long? It's already here. Already here. 5 months, 1 week from now will be the election. 23 weeks from now, 23 weeks, 2 days from now will be the election. 163 days to the election day. 163 days. Liberians will go to the poll. 3,897 hours and 28 minutes. That's what's left to the election in Liberia. So let's all get ready for that. Bill, I want to thank you. You can go ahead, tell to your most important issues. We are thankful that you found time to come to our call, to President Layi and the rest of your friends' call. And rest assured, we are here for you. We await your return to launch that big would-be fundraising. Notwithstanding, we'll keep doing what we are doing until you return, at which time I'm sure you will compare notes for Layi, and then we'll go from there. So let's all have a wonderful night. One last thing I want to wish Brother Abu Fofana, aka Milwaukee's Papa's daughter, a happy pre-graduation from high school on May 24th, if I'm not mistaken. You know how I feel about high school graduation. It's a big deal. It's a big deal when our kids can go to high school and graduate and come back to us in tight, come back to us in full, because there are a lot of issues they are confronted with in high schools here. They are confronted with drugs, sex trafficking, gang, bad influence, and the worst of all is school shooting. They are confronted with all of these things. So when they come back to us, and come back like Brother Abu Fofana daughter did, she's not only graduating, she's graduating as a top athlete from the school. She's into sports, so we are very proud of her. And whether or not we make it to Milwaukee May 24th, we just want the family to know that we are very, very proud of her, proud of the family for raising such a good kid. But most importantly, we are grateful to the Almighty Allah for bringing her this far in life. So thank you to everybody. And here is your closing national anthem. Bill, good night. President Lai, good night.